Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Roseburg High School in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. It's time for high school hoops on a Friday night here on The Score. As we get ready for tonight's tip-off, we welcome you into the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. The Roseburg Indians welcome in the defending Southwest Conference champion Sheldon Irish tonight as we get this matchup underway this evening. Good evening, everybody. Joey Keeran here with you. Excited to bring you another night of high school hoops on The Score. The Sheldon Irish coming in 3-0 in conference play, looking to defend their title from a year ago under head coach Brian Brancato. In his second year as the head coach with the Irish boys, he spent a number of years, over a decade, as the head coach of the girls team at Sheldon, made the transition over to the boys' side, and has continued the success that he saw when he was coaching with the women. And he is looking to try and keep things going here tonight against Roseburg. The Irish have won 3 straight against Roseburg, and they are 16-4 against Roseburg since the 2013-2014 season. The Indians would love to try and knock off the Irish here tonight, but it'll be a tall task as the Indians come in winless on the season, 0-3 in conference play, 0-15 on the year. It's been baby steps, maybe the goal for this Roseburg team, just trying to find those little things they can continue to try and perfect to see if they can then put all the pieces together for the opportunity to finish with a W in their first of the year. We'll see if they can do that here tonight as they take on Sheldon. It's great to have you with us. Again, I'm Joey Keeran. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. That's Roseburg Disposal. Coming up here in just a few moments, we'll have our pregame coaches interview with the Roseburg head coach, Brett Nixon. We'll talk more about tonight's matchup, about some of those little victories that maybe the team is focusing on as they try to put all the pieces together here in 2026. We will get that conversation with Coach Nixon coming up in a moment. That is our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. And Bowers Industrial is a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Coming into tonight's matchup, Roseburg coming off of another tough loss against Grants Pass on Tuesday, 63-30 here at home. Roseburg suffered the loss against the Cavemen, and that was the first of 2 games at home this week. They'll be on the road for 2 games coming up next week. Roseburg was in it early, but a 10-0 run by the Cavemen gave them a lead that they just kept adding to as the game would go on. Roseburg did struggle offensively to put up 10 points or more. They didn't reach that milestone, that benchmark, in all but just 1 quarter in that matchup, and they did not have a player reach double figures. So we'll see if they can put that one behind them and try to put all the pieces together here tonight. On the other side, the Sheldon Irish, they're coming off of a big win over the Willamette Wolverines, 67-52, as they improved to 3-0 in conference play. As you look at the Southwest Conference standings coming into tonight's matchup, Sheldon and South Eugene sitting at the top at 3-0, South Medford at 3-1, North Medford at 2-2, Grants Pass at 1-3, Willamette at 1-4, and Roseburg at 0-3 in conference play. Coming up tonight, you've got Roseburg and Sheldon. You've also got South Eugene at South Medford. That one getting underway here this evening at 6:45 as well. Yesterday, North Medford defeating Willamette High School 62-53 in a Southwest Conference game yesterday. Just about to get things going here. We do have the band back in attendance tonight. Always fun to have them providing some of the atmosphere for us. We'll see what head coach Brett Nixon has to say when we come back with our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. This is the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Getting ready for Roseburg High School basketball coming up tonight here on The Score, so stay with us. We want to remind you tonight's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. If you're new to our YouTube channel, we want to remind you you can hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell notification, and you can get alerted every time we go live with another broadcast of Roseburg High Sports here on The Score. So go check that out, 1490 The Score on YouTube. Find all of our broadcasts there. All right, we will head to the break. When we come back, it's a word with head coach Brett Nixon here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Douglas County is your home, but no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us. Through every adventure, we'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide. Through every triumph, we'll be there every step of the way with a home mortgage. And through all life's little quirks, we'll be there with one-on-one support to get you back on the road in no time. Neighbors are there for each other, and that's exactly who we are. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. It's time now for our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Get a chance to catch up with Coach Brett Nixon here. And Coach, we are getting ready for tonight's matchup against the Sheldon Irish, defending conference champions in the building here tonight. Just always like to kind of recap what we saw the last time out earlier this week. Another tough one for the guys, but positives you took away from that, building blocks that you guys continue to try and maybe pull out of games to be able to focus on in practice to try and continue to help you guys take that next step as this season progresses.
Yeah, we talked about tempo a lot, and we had even the guys were saying today there was kind of a buzz in the locker room. They're saying, hey, our last night's practice was probably the best practice we had all year. And so just really focusing on that, on ball control, tempo, and making sure that we're kind of pacing the game and not having somebody else run the ball.
You know, I know we talked about this probably a little bit in the preseason leading into things. You're obviously the first year as a head coach here, but you were an assistant under Jordan the last couple of years with Coach Humphreys. And so there's familiarity with you as a coach and you as a voice instructing these guys in practice. But has there maybe been a little bit of a transition period, a little bit of moving on from one coach and his system to a new coach and his system? Has there been maybe a bit of that transition period that you guys continue to work through?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's definitely not a carbon copy system of what Jordan does and what I do. I talk about Jordan and I have the same terminology and kind of same idea for what we want out of the program, but we run things differently. Our offenses are different. Our practices are structured differently. Even our conditioning, how we go about that is just different. And so it is a little bit of a transition, and they haven't tried to get used to having. It's like, well, that's not how we did it last year. It's like, well, that's not how we're going to do it going forward. So yeah, it's just different.
Yeah. As this season continues to progress, I'm sure kind of maybe some of the mindset might be just trying to take those baby steps and continue to see progress throughout a season that has been a tough one on the win-loss column, but trying to find these guys ways to continue to see maybe that silver lining and seeing that progress in the little wins that might come throughout a season. Have you guys kind of maybe tried to set small benchmarks to try and let these guys see victories in the process of what you guys are doing this year?
Yeah, even in some of our games where, it's obviously gotten away from us and we're probably not going to dig out of a hole. I'll set them down at the break and be like, hey, consider it nothing. Let's try to win this quarter. Try to reduce our turnovers to one, no more than two this quarter, and just kind of have small goals. But then even going into games, having say, hey, if we turn the ball over less than this many times, and if we can eliminate this many offensive rebounds by them, we should be in every game. And so, just trying to set those benchmarks that they can try to get small nuggets that they can feel positive about and take away from the game.
Tonight you guys get Sheldon, and they're a team that was the conference champion last year, but looking through the roster, it looks like they graduated a decent number of guys, but they had a transfer and they bring back some guys that have some experience, and they look to be having a strong season. What have you seen on tape about the Irish, and what's going to make them a challenge here tonight?
Well, they're going to pressure us. They like to fly around, like to do some trapping. And they're longer than we are. I mean, it's just they got some height kind of from top to bottom. So we're going to be a little bit outsized, and their speed, they're probably going to be a little bit quicker than we are. So again, kind of talking about controlling the tempo, controlling the ball, and not turning the ball over. We can't give them easy buckets because they're going to look to run, look to pressure us, look to double. So we've got to be cool, calm, and collected and try to take care of the ball.
All right, Coach. Appreciate the time here tonight, and best of luck out there.
All right, thanks, Joey.
That is head coach Brett Nixon joining us for the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview here on The Score tonight. We are counting down to tip-off between Roseburg and Sheldon, just moments away as the band is rocking out, getting the place going here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Well, it has been a season that has seen its fair share of obstacles for the Roseburg Indians, one of which has been injuries. After 2 games, we saw Jaron Leeworthy go down with a season-ending injury, and he has missed all of the year, a senior that they were expected to rely on heavily. We saw Harrison Scott miss a little bit of time with a heel injury, but he's out on the floor again tonight. But in the last game that we had for Roseburg on Tuesday, at the very tail end of the game, Gavin Michael, a junior, listed at 6'4". He's been a guy playing a healthy number of minutes and has been able to provide a presence in the middle and some size, which Roseburg does not have in abundance necessarily. But he rolled his ankle and it came up hobbling, and it looks like Gavin Michael might be out for tonight's game. There's a young man at the end of the bench in street clothes. I believe that is him. So that would be definitely a tough blow for the Roseburg Indians, a team that can use everybody that they can on the floor. And to not have another player that has been a significant contributor this year, that is tough for the Tribe. We'll see how they do, though, here. We'll have a look at starting lineups coming up in just a few moments as we get ready for this one. JV game went final. Sheldon JV pulling out the win, 70-52 in that one. Tight game early, but Sheldon started getting hot from behind the arc, and they would go on a run, winning that one 70-52 in the JV game. We'll have a look at your starting lineups in just a bit. That is the Southern Septic Service starting lineups. From residential to commercial, Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. Southern Septic Service is woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. Also going on tonight, Roseburg girls are at Sheldon. That's not going to be an easy one for the Roseburg girls. But they are looking to get back on track as the Roseburg girls suffered their first loss of the league season on Tuesday when they are down at Grants Pass. So they'll try to bounce back with a win over the Sheldon girls coming up tonight, although that is a very strong program for the Irish on the girls' side as well. Also going on this evening, Portland Trailblazers basketball is in action, and they will be tipping off at 7 o'clock. They host the Toronto Raptors. Blazers will be, speaking of shorthanded, Portland Trailblazers going to be shorthanded tonight. Denny Avdia out with his lower back strain. He'll miss a 3rd game because of that. Missed 2 games last week and came back, got in a couple of games, but exited yesterday in a win for the Blazers with his back tightening up, and so he will sit out tonight. Blazers will also be without Robert Williams, the Time Lord, and Duop Reith also out. So the Blazers will be shorthanded a bit here this evening as they host the Toronto Raptors. That game tipping off at 7 o'clock from Moda Center. Blazers have won 4 straight, looking to make it 5. They won last night, looking to win back-to-back nights for Portland. We'll try to have updates on that one for you. Since we don't have the Blazers on the airwaves for you tonight, we'll try to have updates throughout our broadcast of Blazers basketball for you here on The Score. If you hear my voice, that means you have found our broadcast. If you are a fan of the score and like to listen throughout your day, do want to let you know that currently our FM signal, 92.3 FM, is currently off the air due to a technical issue with some equipment that has given up the ghost. So we are waiting on some replacement parts to come and get that back online, hoping that that will be tomorrow, and definitely hoping it'll be before Sunday's NFL doubleheader, as we will have coverage of the AFC and NFC championship games for you here on The Score. And you can tune in for those games. But if you can't, if the signal's not fixed or you still want to listen however you want, you can still find us 1490 AM. You can listen to The Score there, or you can listen to it online. Go to 541radio.com and you can stream The Score live, or you can go to the 541 Radio app and listen to the station on there as well. So a lot of ways you can find The Score to listen and tune in throughout the day, whether it be you want to get in some sports talk, you want to listen to some live game coverage. We've got you ready to go there on 541radio.com and on 1490 AM, and hopefully we will be back on 92.3 FM here very soon. All right, there's all of our discussion points as we get ready for tip-off in this one tonight. We'll take our final break of the Roseburg Disposal pregame show, and when we come back, it'll be time for your Southern Septic Service starting lineups. So don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to have a look at those starting five for both teams. It's Roseburg at 0-15 on the year, taking on the Sheldon Irish at 11-5 on the season. It's Southwest Conference basketball for you tonight here from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. I'm Joey Keeran, and this is Roseburg High Sports on Douglas County's Home for Sports. The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
All right, give it up to the Roseburg High School fans. It is time to get this one started here tonight from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Let's meet your starting lineups as Roseburg welcomes in the Sheldon Irish. First for the visiting Sheldon Irish, led by 2024-2025 Southwestern Coach of the Year, Brian Brancato. In his second season leading the Irish, his starting five will have senior Kai Gallick, an all-conference selection a year ago. Matt Shuck, a senior at 6'5", a senior 6'7", a first-team all-league selection with the Marist Spartans last year before transferring to Sheldon. Kai Holmes, a senior, Gino Marzano starting tonight, and rounding out, it's another senior, Garrett Cupp. On the other side, your Roseburg Indians, led by first-year coach Brett Nixon, first season as the head coach of the Indians, previous head coaching experience. His starting five tonight will have senior Harrison Scott, leading scorer for the Tribe, followed by junior Tristan Frabel. Another senior at 6'2", second leading scorer. That is Jaden Kemmerly. Preston Sprague is a junior, listed at 6'5", and getting the start tonight, junior Gannon Egbert at 6'3". It's your starting lineups brought to you by Southern Septic Service. They are woman and veteran owned. That is Southern Septic Service. Roseburg will be in the home white uniforms tonight. And the visiting Sheldon Irish will be in their road green uniforms here this evening as they get ready for it in the center circle. It'll be Preston Sprague jumping against Kai Holmes, both sporting number 11 on their jersey. And we get ready to go. The tip is won by Sprague. He has won a number of tips. Unfortunately, hasn't led Roseburg to getting a victory to start out the season. Harrison Scott will angle left side as Roseburg goes left to right on your radio dial. Pass almost taken away by a double team out top. Zone defense here by the Irish. Crossover by Kemmerly. Pulls up on a three. Front iron. It rolls off. Pulled down by Gallick, the point guard for this Irish team. Honorable mention, All Southwest Conference selection, averaging 11.7 a game. Gives it up to Holmes, the transfer from Marist. Into the corner. Head fake. Marzano steps into a three. And Gino Marzano will bury a three to get things started for the Irish. Up the floor, Roseburg trying to press it, and they move too quick. Ball tipped out of bounds and then out into the hallway here at Roseburg High. Ball, somebody will have to, I think that might have been Adam Blue that snuck it back inside. So we've got a turnover on the second possession for Roseburg. Sheldon will have it on the right side, a little give and go. That looked like a double dribble. They don't call it. Shot put up by Shuck, no good. Rebound pulled down by Holmes. Out to Gallick for a three. Long rebound out of bounds into the student section on the far side. Roseburg basketball. 3-0 our score. 1 minute and 3 seconds off the game clock to start things off. Decent crowd showing up here tonight for this evening's ball game. Harrison Scott dealing with pressure in the backcourt, and we get a push called as Scott got near the midcourt stripe. Kai Holmes signaled for the foul, and he shakes his head unhappy with the whistle. Kai Holmes at 6'7", putting pressure on in the backcourt. Trey Brown will Tristan Frabel gets it off to Scott and then into the corner. Kemmerly another look at a three. It came up short this time. Rebound down to the Irish. Around everybody goes Holmes. He gets to the rim and he will get two and will head to the free throw line for the traditional three-point play. Basket goes down. They called the foul on Jaden Kemmerly. Touch foul at the rim. And now Kai Holmes goes to the line. He averages 13.8 a game. And Kai Holmes puts it in to make it 6-0. Up the floor, found Kemmerly open underneath. Had to get his position, and Jaden Kemmerly will put it in. So Kemmerly will get Roseburg on the board with his first points. He's had all three shots for Roseburg to start out the ballgame. Underneath. Bucket goes through. I believe that was Garrett Cupp for two. Quickly the other direction. Now Cupp redirecting a shot out of bounds. So that'll be Roseburg basketball on the block shot. Inbound goes into the corner. Frabel drives baseline. Teardrop just off the mark. Rebound pulled down by the Irish. Up the floor. It is Gallick out to the top. Gives it up left side. A three by Holmes. Just off the mark. Long rebound into the corner. Egbert able to control it. Roseburg will get the stop. They trail this one 7-2. Preston Sprague gets the two on the other side. 7-4. Roseburg cuts it down to a three-point margin. Three from the left corner splashes in. Gino Marzano, his second three here in the first half. And it's a 6-point lead for the Irish. 10-4, trying to answer. A three from the top by Scott, no good. Egbert got the rebound, got it stripped out of his hands, got trapped underneath, tried to get it to Sprague, and it's taken away by the Irish. But now Sprague steps in front of a pass and takes it right back. Up the floor, get it to Egbert out in front of everybody, and Gannon will lay it in as he soars to the rim. And Roseburg trying to stay with the Irish here. Coach was talking about trying to make it a little bit more of a tempo game, not necessarily a track meet. But Sheldon right now has been able to race up and down the floor. Kai Holmes will get underneath and get free for two. Up the floor, nobody marking Gannon Egbert, and he'll get another easy lay-in for two. And Roseburg staying within reach of the Irish. A 4-point lead once again. 12-8 our score. 4:25 and counting in the first quarter. On the left wing, short pass to Cup, gets stuck at the left elbow, swings it right side. Marzano, he'll hit his third three here in the first period. 15-8, out to a 7-point lead, largest lead of the game for the Irish. Harrison Scott, leading scorer at 17.7 a game for the Indians. Tries a long cross-court pass. It gets tipped out of bounds by Marzano. It'll stay with the Indians. Scott so far scoreless in the first quarter. Need to get him going. He had a quiet game, 9 points in the last one for Roseburg. Trying to get him going. He struggled on getting threes to drop in that last game for the Indians. 4:02 and counting here in the first quarter, midway point. It's 15-8. Sheldon in front of Roseburg. Loose ball tipped out, and it'll be a last touch by Roseburg. Preston Sprague tried to control it on the far sideline, and as he was trying to keep the dribble, he puts it on the sideline to turn it back over to the Irish. Sheldon will bring it up the floor to the left side. Marzano back to the top, into the hands of Matt Shuck. Gives it up to Gallick, who looks for the pick and roll. Not there. Marzano gets it in the left corner where he's been dangerous in those corners. Back underneath the Shuck. The big man tries to turn and face. Back into the corner, left side. Driving baseline with the left hand. Gallick lost it off his hands and out of bounds. It was last touched by Roseburg with 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. Substitution in for the Irish. Jake Morrow, a junior guard at 6 feet tall. He'll come in for Kai Holmes, who's disappointed about going to the bench with 3:32 to go in the first quarter. Marzano inbounds underneath, goes to the right block, turnaround jumper, no. Pulled down by Shuck. After the miss, gets it to Marzano, who lays it in, his first 2-point bucket. 17-8, out to a 9-point lead for the Irish. Roseburg looking to answer. Scott calls for help, gets a screen, goes left side, gets trapped at the wing, back out to the top for Lobo. He'll drive left side, able to get around the defense. Rebound, offensive putback for Preston Sprague. And Sprague gets another two. He's got 4 in the game. Makes it a 7-point game, 17-10. Roseburg scoring a little bit more frequently here, but a wide open pass. Matt Shuck gets an easy one underneath. It's back to a 9-point game, 19-10. 2:45, and we get our first timeout called here tonight. 2:44 to go in the first quarter. Roseburg will take a timeout. We'll do so as well. A 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. First quarter action here from Roseburg High School, 19-10. Sheldon in front of the Indians. Tonight's game is brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. And by Waldron's Outdoor Sports. Whether it's hunting season or fishing season, check out all the gear they have at Waldron's, now at a new location, 450 Northeast Stevens in Roseburg. Out of the Roseburg timeout, the Indians with the basketball, moving left to right in the home white jerseys. A three from straight away, but well beyond the arc by Harrison Scott. Off the mark on the right iron, and it's pulled down by the Irish. Sheldon will have it on the left side. Fake the handoff. Jake Morrow circles out to the top. Tried to feed it in the middle. Taken away by Preston Sprague. He weaves his way up the floor. Double clutch. And he came up short. Looks to the ref. Wanted a whistle. Didn't get it. And Gallick will quickly bring it the other direction. No look pass as he finds the man in the middle. And right in front of the bucket, Eli Wallace with the bunny to make it 21-11. Or excuse me, 21-10, an 11-point lead right now for the Irish, and Roseburg tries to drive underneath the bucket. Lobo's pass on the baseline goes out of bounds, and the Indians turn it back over. Sheldon starting to pull away, their first double-digit lead here in the ball game. Little give and go, and Preston Sprague going to get whistled, trying to swat a shot for Eli Wallace at 6'4". He's a big guy. A lot of size on this Sheldon team. 6'4" for Eli Wallace, 6'5" Gavin Kramer, 6'5" Matt Shuck, 6'7" Kai Holmes, 6'4" Cam King, 6'10" in Sam Harrison. Free throw goes in on the first one. Second free throw coming here for Wallace. Kai Holmes checks back into the game. Second free throw waved off, and we get a violation. Minute 55 to go here in the first quarter. It is 22-10, 12-point lead. Underneath, open. They find the cutter. Preston Sprague puts it in. Makes it 22-12. Minute 38 to go. Baseline cutter, pass out, tipped, and stolen away by Harrison Scott. Cooper Anderson with the turnover. But now in transition, Sheldon takes it back. Kai Holmes racing up the floor, gets it on the baseline, working against Kemmerly, buries his shoulder, gets in, and his shot won't go. But he will get a trip to the line with a minute 24 to go. (22-12), Sheldon in front. At the line, the lefty Kai Holmes puts it up, and it is short. Holmes is 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Got one more coming here. Into the game, Gannon Egbert checks in for Roseburg for Jaden Kemmerly. .124 and to go in this first quarter, and Holmes will hit his second free throw attempt. That's third on the attempt on the game, as a pass tipped out by Sheldon on the far side. Kayvon Jones-Kelly has come into the game. Inbound on the far side. Frabel will bounce it into the corner for Egbert. He'll turn, go baseline. Getting marked closely by Cooper Anderson. Tried to pass it out, could not get it away. Up the floor, Kai Holmes will get called for a carry. .107 to play here in this first period. It's 23-12. The Irish on a 3-game winning streak, out to an early advantage by 11. Their largest lead has been 12. Through the center circle comes Harrison Scott. He angles left side, working against Anderson. Out to the top as the double team comes. Egbert gets it in the corner. Lobo head fake, gets the defender on his heels. Driving in, Lobo makes the pass to Egbert, who can't hang on to the basketball. It's taken away by the Irish. Up the floor, weaving through traffic, getting in the middle goes Anderson, but he gets rim checked. He gets too far underneath the bucket, trying to save it back in. It goes out to the top to Holmes, who will roll through a three. Kai Holmes puts the three down, and Sheldon now up 26-12. That is now their largest lead of the game. Holding out at the top, shot clock is turned off, 18 seconds to go in the period. Stepping into a three, and Harrison Scott finds his first points of the night. He makes it 26-15. 8 seconds to go. 6 seconds. Out at the top, around the screen, Morrow goes left hand, pulls up the dribble, gets it to Holmes. Head fake, got the defender in the air. His shot is too late. And at the end of one, it's 26-15. Sheldon in front by 11. We come back after this 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Douglas County is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Second quarter action coming up here from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. We'll get a chance in and a legal ID here as we hit the top of the hour. And at the 7 o'clock hour, it'll be Sheldon basketball to start this second period. Irish with the 11-point lead, and we get an offensive foul call on Matt Shuck. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the score. Roseburg with the basketball, driving in and off the glass, throwing it in. Tristan Frabel, his first points of the night. He's got 2, and Roseburg's back within 9, back to single digits. Driving with the right hand, Cam King gets in the lane and gets called for a travel as he turns it over. Leading scorers after the first period, Gino Marzano with 11. He made 3 3-pointers, and leading the way for Roseburg with 6 was Preston Sprague. Roseburg facing a press from Sheldon, tip it up the floor, last touch by Sprague. Ball was tipped by Matt Shuck, and then Sprague tried to collect it, went off of his hand and out of bounds. So back into the hands of the Irish. Coach Nixon talking about how Sheldon will probably look to press against Roseburg, and they have been doing it, forcing Roseburg into a number of turnovers. A 3 by Gallick, and he will make his first bucket of the night. A 3-pointer to make it a 12-point game. Now putting pressure on in the backcourt, up across the timeline, find a wide open Gannon Egbert. He has been the recipient of some good job breaking the press, getting open looks underneath. And now Preston Sprague will get whistled. No, excuse me, it's against Sheldon. I think they called a hook against Kai Holmes trying to get around Preston Sprague, and so Holmes will turn it over. Pass, they break the press. Roseburg does, into the corner. Make the extra pass, but it's picked away. Taking it away, Garrett Cupp will race up the floor against Roseburg. 29-19 our score. Out at the top, Gallick hooks a pass out to the left side. Cam King on the dribble, gets in, and he will get an easy floater in the middle of the lane. Cam King with his first points, 31-19. Racing up the floor goes Scott Egbert, trying to make the extra pass into the middle. They get it down to Sprague, who's having a nice night. He's got 8 in the ball game. Gets Roseburg back within 10. 6:05 to go, second quarter. 31-21. A deep 3 by Holmes, short. Rebound comes out to Frabel. Roseburg will get a stop. One possession there for the Irish. They can't press. It's we're under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Out at the top, screen going left side for the lefty, Harrison Scott. He'll launch a deep 3, and he splashes it through. Nothing but nylon for Scott. And he has given Roseburg a much-needed long bucket. Makes it a 7-point game, but on the other side answering is Matt Shuck. 33-24, back to a 9-point game. Trapped on the right side, long pass across the floor for Scott. Gets it to Frabel, looking to attack against Gallick. Drives left side to the elbow, gives it up to Egbert, who attacks to the top. Pass across the floor to Scott with 15 on the shot clock. He'll take off. Reverts his dribble, a floater off balance. It hits back iron. Rebound pulled down by Holmes. Up the floor come the Irish, trying to go right through the middle, and Sprague took it away. He looks to the bench and can't believe he got whistled for the foul. He will get whistled for that. It'll be his second. Preston Sprague picking up 2 quick ones here in the first half. Roseburg so far not letting Sheldon pull away in this one. The Irish have led by as many as 14, but Roseburg's been able to get it down to a single-digit lead at one point. At the free throw line, knocking it down, Cam King. He's got 3 in the ball game. Takes it back to a 10-point lead, 34-24. The band getting into it. Trying to root on the student section here. Second free throw didn't go, so I guess it worked. Cam King 1 for 2 at the line. 10-point ball game here in this second quarter. Scott out to Sprague on the near side. He drives in. A short jumper, bank shot through. Preston Sprague having one of his better nights in some time. Makes it back to an 8-point game as Roseburg staying in this one here in the first half. Entry pass tipped away by Scott. Shuck was trying to post him up, but then in transition, Roseburg sloppy with the basketball, and it's turned over. After getting the steal, they couldn't keep it. Timeout taken by Sheldon down on the floor. We're going to go ahead and use that timeout as well. 4:29 to go in the first half. Roseburg within 8. It's a full timeout. Let's take a 30-second break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Roseburg basketball on the Score, brought to you by Evergreen Family Medicine. Expect the unexpected at Evergreen Family Medicine. Serving Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, and Sutherland, Evergreen offers more than traditional primary care. You can always expect more from Evergreen. First half action here. Sheldon is led by as many as 14. But right now, Roseburg has battled their way back to an 8-point deficit, 34-26. Lob across the floor. Long pass. Morrow gets it to Marzano in the corner. He takes off, gets free in the middle. His shot dances on the iron and finally falls through. Marzano having a hot start to the night. He pushes it back to 10 at 36-24. Into the front court. Egbert with it. Pass away right side to Lobo. Draws a double team in the corner. Gets it to Scott in the middle of the lane. He pulls up a jumper. That one bouncing around and falling in. And Harrison Scott has his first shot from inside the arc. He's got 8 in the ball game, 5 here in the period. Out to the top, and that is a 3-ball from Gallick, his second 3 of the period, and that puts it back to 11, 39-28. Sheldon in front. Sprague bounces one around a defender, out to Egbert. A 3 for Kemmerly. Can't answer. Rebound goes down to Gallick. Nobody able to get a hand on it for Roseburg. Up the floor, Marzano buries his shoulder into the defender and gets a whistle. Marzano will head to the free throw line for the first time tonight. They call that one on Marcus Lobo. His first, make that his second. Roseburg aggressive. They've got a couple of guys with 2 fouls so far in this one. At the free throw line is Marzano, and he will hit the first. Tonight's ballgame brought to you by Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. Second free throw goes in. Marzano makes them both. We've got some aggressive stompers that are sitting at our level, loving to bump the bench where our cameras are, so apologize for some shaky instability at times. 41-28 is our score. Sheldon basketball after a turnover by Roseburg, 3:16. Going to the baseline, trying to get around the defender. Got a defender in the air and came up short on the attempt by Sam Harrison. The big man in the middle at 6'10", was point blank range, couldn't get it to drop. And now we've got a foul called against Garrett Cupp. With 3:08 to play in the first half. First one for Cupp. Into the game, Trey Brown checks in for the first time tonight for Roseburg. Get it to Lobo in the corner, bounce it into the middle, camping out in the lane. Preston Sprague gets one to drop through. 41-30. Driving right side, Gallick kicks out. Driving in, hanging in the air, and putting it off the glass. Garrett Cupp puts in another two for the Irish, 43-30. Brown will drive across the timeline, reverts back to the left hand, draws a double team, got it to Egbert, almost a travel. They'll give it to the open man, Preston Sprague, who gets another two in the middle. And Roseburg's offense has been finding what they want. They've been getting the guy right in the middle, mostly Preston Sprague, able to get some open looks underneath. Up the floor, Gallick has it stripped out of his hands, but a whistle will stop play. Roseburg's been getting kind of what they want on the offensive side. Unfortunately, they have not been able to get enough stops on the defensive side of the floor. And Sheldon has been able to keep their lead out there. They're at 43-32 right now. Coming out of the game is Garrett Cupp and Kai Gallick. They both check out. Jake Morrow, Sam Harrison. Harrison will get the ball from Morrow and then gets fouled, and they'll give that to Preston Sprague. And Sprague's had 8 points here in the second quarter. He has got 14 in the ball game, close to his season high, but now he's got 3 fouls, and he may have to check out of this game. Harrison Scott's coming in, and Scott will actually go in for Marcus Lobo. They're going to keep Preston Sprague out there with his 3 fouls. Inbound coming for Cooper Anderson. Goes into Morrow in the left corner, looking underneath for Harrison. It's not there. Back out. A ball tipped by Kemmerly, taken away. Sheldon was trying to set up the post play for the big man in the middle. Couldn't get it. Kemmerly gets it into Egbert. Egbert in the middle. Bucket and a foul. Gannon Egbert in the middle. Able to get one to fall through as he was facing up against the big man, Sam Harrison. And I would have assumed that was, there they put it up on the board. Sam Harrison gets that foul, his first. It is a 9-point game, looking to cut it back down to 8. Egbert at the line. And he will. So Gannon Egbert makes it 43-35. Roseburg trailing by 8. On the left side, Anderson circles to the top at the free throw line. He attacks, dishes it off to Jones-Kelly, who retreats back into the corner, launches a 3. No. Up over the top of everybody goes Harrison, and he leans into a 2. When you're inches taller than everybody, made it look easy. Sam Harrison gets his first points, makes it a 10-point game, 45-35. Kemmerly looks for the cutter and a whistle. Cooper Anderson gets flagged for the foul. Holding up Egbert, who is trying to cut to the rim. New 35 on the shot clock. Lob out to the top. Preston Sprague thought about a 3 instead. Dumps it underneath to Egbert. He draws a double team. Out to Brown for a 3. And Trey Brown will put it in and count the bucket, then a whistle. The basket counts, but then I think Egbert called for a foul as he was trying to box out. Trey Brown gets the 3 to get Roseburg back within 7. This might be the closest margin they've had since early in the ball game. And with the foul, Roseburg's at 5 team fouls, and it's going to be free throws. Sheldon into the bonus. (45-38). Minute 22. Here in this second quarter left to go. Closest Roseburg's been since they got it down to an 8-point deficit. Trying to stretch it back out, though. It is Cooper Anderson hitting the first. Substitutions coming in. Kyle Holmes back into the game. So is Matt Shuck. As coming out is Marzano and Harrison. One more free throw coming. Tonight's game brought to you by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. Second free throw, no, and Sprague rips down the rebound. 46-38, up the floor we go. Jaden Kemmerly will get a bucket. Roseburg racing up the floor to get the two. It's down to a 6-point game. 46-40, Roseburg really putting a charge into this one. And the left side, Holmes steps back for a three. It's a bit long underneath, though. Shuck with the rebound, and he goes back up. Matt Shuck will make it an 8-point game, 46-40. Up the floor, getting free. Egbert, his lay-in rolls off. With 48 seconds, he got his own rebound, though. With 3 Irish players around him, Gannon Egbert able to get his own rebound, and he will draw a whistle. Earn the foul, and Roseburg will keep the possession. It was on the floor, and Roseburg not yet. Oh, no, wait. The Indians in the bonus, so Egbert will go to the line. 48-40, Roseburg had it down to a 6-point margin with about 67 seconds to go in this first half. They're looking to try and get it back down to that margin with Egbert at the line. Gannon has had a nice night, 7 points so far. Make it 8 as he hits his first. Well, Roseburg has been able to break the press and get buckets in transition against Sheldon. Utilizing that full court press, the Irish haven't been able to get back in time sometimes. Second free throw didn't go. Offensive board and put back for Kemmerly. And Roseburg's within 5, 48-43 with about 40 seconds to go. Underneath, shot no for Holmes, but is put back, got his own rebound, and he puts one in, 50-43. A pass out to the top, almost gets away from Scott. He gets trapped at the half-court stripe and then steps across. Turns it back over with 20.6 on the first half clock. Roseburg was within 5 at 48-43 with about 45 seconds to play in the first half. They're trying to avoid letting Sheldon stretch it back out to 9 or 10 points here. The Irish looking to hold for the final shot of the first half. Driving with the left hand, get it to Anderson on the left wing. Gallick gets it back at the top between the circles, working against Brown, goes left hand, gets underneath. His lay-in, no. Anderson gets the rebound, put back, it's good. And Anderson will make it a 9-point game, and then a steal by the Irish. And they will get a bucket as the horn sounds, and they stretch it out to 11. Roseburg had a heck of a run there in the second quarter. Got it to a 5-point game, but the Irish put the press on and get some buckets there late. Kai Holmes adding one more as we go to the halftime break. It is 54-43. We'll come back with the halftime show after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back here at halftime, the Roseburg Indians trailing against the Sheldon Irish in the first half. A spurt there at the very end by Sheldon gets them back to an 11-point lead. But Roseburg equaled Sheldon in the second quarter, both teams with 28 points in that period. But Roseburg was down by 11 at the end of the first quarter, so they keep it within that 11 mark. They had gotten it within 5 with about 45 seconds to go in the first half. The Irish led it just 48-43 with about 45 seconds left. A missed free throw by Gannon Egbert. Rebound came down to Jaden Kemmerly, and Kemmerly was able to put it back up, and Roseburg would get the 2 points there, down by 5 with about 45 seconds to go, but a bit of a spurt. And let's see, that would be a 6-0 run to finish out that first half by Sheldon in the final about 45 seconds, and that gives them that 11-point lead here at the halftime break. But a competitive one for Roseburg. They found themselves down by double digits a number of times, but were able to cut it back down into single digits a couple of different times. So hopefully they can come out of the locker room and can keep to do that. And just need to get a few more defensive stops, and they might find themselves in this game down the stretch. Looking at the first half, 3 3-pointers for Roseburg. On the other side for Sheldon, 6 threes in that first half. For the Irish, they had 6 made free throws on 11 attempts. And Roseburg was 2 for 3 at the free throw line in that first half. Our score here at the break, 54-43. The Sheldon Irish on top of the Roseburg Indians. We'll have a look at your Winston Auto Care stat update coming up for you here at the halftime break. That's Winston Auto Care, your home team for automotive repair for over 25 years. Give them a call at 541-679-8685. That is 541-679-8685. Winston Auto Care, they are our stat update sponsors, and we'll have a look at your individual stats when we come back. We'll also check in on the Portland Trailblazers in action right now as well. Back after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Here at the halftime break, it is 54-43. Sheldon in front of Roseburg. Roseburg looking to end a losing streak and try to knock off the defending conference champs here tonight. Down by 11, but they did make that a competitive first half. It's time now for our Winston Auto Care stat update from the first half. Unofficial numbers here because I do believe I am missing 2 points for Roseburg from that first half. So we'll have it all straightened away for our post-game recaps we get online, but this is what I've got right now. Leading the way for Sheldon with 15 is Gino Marzano. 12 points in the game for Kai Holmes, the transfer from Marist, now with Sheldon. 6 points for Kai Gallick. 6 points for Matt Shuck. 4 in the game for Garrett Cupp. Then you got 3 points for Cooper Anderson, Eli Wallace, and for Cam King. 2 points for Sam Harrison in there as well. On the other side for Roseburg, leading scorer with 14 is Preston Sprague, nearing his season high. Also getting close to a season high is Gannon Egbert with 8. They've been the guys to try and break the press and get open in the middle up the floor, and they've been able to take advantage against Sheldon's press. 6 points tonight for Jaden Kemmerly, 8 points for Harrison Scott, 2 points for Tristan Frabel, 3 for Trey Brown. And that is your Winston Auto Care halftime stat update here on The Score. We will take our final 60-second timeout, and when we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half. This has been the halftime show here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. I'm Joey Keeran, and this is Roseburg High School basketball coming at you on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Douglas County is your home.
But no matter where life takes you, Cascade Community Credit Union will be there whenever you need us.
We'll be there with access to over 30,000 no-fee ATMs worldwide.
We'll be there with an auto loan for your next vehicle.
And when you're ready to make your dreams a reality, we'll be there with a home mortgage and one-on-one support every step of the way. Because commitment to our members is reflected in everything we do. Cascade Community Credit Union, there whenever you need us.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back here at Roseburg High School as we get ready for the second half. Roseburg down by 11 against Sheldon, but Roseburg has definitely been in a bit of a funk here the last couple of games, and they are really trying to turn that around, and I commend them for the effort that they have been able to put in here so far through one half of basketball. Had it within 5 with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Unfortunately, weren't able to keep it that direction. Roseburg, their last 5 straight games have come by an average of 36 points. They've had 5 straight losses by 24 or more points in each of them. So this has been a positive sign in the first half, looking to try and keep it going as we switch sides. Roseburg now moving right to left on your radio dial. Ball tipped out across the baseline. Checking in with those Portland Trailblazers. Toronto leading 19-11 over the Blazers with about a minute to go in the first quarter. We are 15 or 12 seconds into this third quarter here. Driving baseline, Tristan Frabel. The teardrop up over the top of the outstretched arms of the defense gets Roseburg the first points of the second half. They're back within 9, 54-45. On the near side, Kai Holmes, Kai Gallick. You've got Max Shuck in the middle, Garrett Cupp, and also out there, Gino Marzano, your starting 5, back out to start the second half for the Irish. Shuck got stuck on the right blocks, kicks it back out. Now from the left wing, Marzano drives. 12 on the shot clock, underhand pass, tried to weave it through the defense. Roseburg takes it away. Up the floor comes Frabel. He goes from left to right, splits 2 defenders, and attacks the rim and gets a whistle. Where is this team coming from? This Roseburg team looking a bit more inspired tonight, and Coach saying in the pregame that there's been a bit of a buzz in practice the last couple of days. Hopefully this is a turnaround we've been looking to see for this Indian squad. At the free throw line will go Tristan Frabel, the junior, with 4 points. Hey, look, there is the 2 points I was missing. My scorekeeping isn't as bad as I thought it was. Frabel hits the first. He's now got 5 points. I had him at 4 points, or excuse me, I had him at just 2 points in the first half. And that was wrong. And he gets both of his free throws here. He's got 6 in the ball game. And Frabel gets the first 4 to start the second half. Oh, wait, no, I see what I did now. Frabel, I counted his third quarter points. We'll get caught up on the scorekeeping later. Matt Shuck gets 2 underneath. 56-47, Roseburg within 9. And a timeout taken by Roseburg. That'll give me a second to recap things and get back where I need to be here. I called that. That was not a timeout on Sheldon. It was a timeout by Roseburg. We're going to go ahead and get a 30-second timeout in as well. We'll be back in just 30 seconds here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. .6:48 to go here in the third quarter. Roseburg trailing 56-47. They get the basketball out of the timeout. Roseburg with 3 timeouts left. Sheldon with 4, and Harrison Scott gets double teamed. Sheldon will take it away. Gannon Egbert up the floor, putting some pressure on Kai Holmes, and Holmes able to fight through the pressure and get the 2. They wanted a whistle, didn't get it. He definitely was trying to draw the contact. Frabel brings it across the timeline. Double team comes high out at the top. Pass away left side. Harrison Scott gets called for a travel. So Sheldon will get it back. Roseburg came out strong, but now a couple of turnovers, and Sheldon trying to stretch it back out to a big lead. Their biggest lead was 14. 6:18 to play. Across the timeline, Gallick angles right side at the wing. Hesitation step. Hooks the pass out to the top, into the middle now. Kai Holmes drives, puts his head down into Preston Sprague, and that is 4 on Preston. In the middle, they've been trying to get him the opportunity to play defense against these bigs from Sheldon, and it is a tough task there. He's got 4, and he's looking to the bench saying he's got 4 fouls. First free throw from Holmes rattles around and drops through. Need a substitution, and here they go. 59-47 on the made free throw. Substitution is Marcus Lobo for Preston Sprague, and that is quite the shift there for the Indians. Lobo listed at 6 foot, Sprague listed at 6'5". Second free throw for Holmes, rattles around, it does not go. Big rebound there by Egbert. Roseburg will work up the far sideline. Harrison Scott almost had it taken away. Lobo gets it, makes the extra pass right in the middle to Egbert. His bunny from right underneath at point-blank range doesn't go, but he steals it away. Out to Scott for a 3 in the right corner. Harrison Scott puts it through, his third 3 of the ball game, and Roseburg's back within 9, 59-50. One of the highest scoring games they've had in a couple of games. Tip around the pass, saved back in, and Sheldon can't hang on to it. Ball was tipped around, saved back in by Marzano, but it was bobbled around and knocked out of bounds by the Irish. So Roseburg will get the ball. Down by 9 with 5.5 to go. Harrison Scott retreats back into the backcourt. Now pass it across the timeline. Roseburg almost travels. Pass taken away anyways by Sheldon. Gallick will bring it up the floor. That press, Roseburg's been able to break it at times. Gallick steps into a 3. It's short. Rebound down to Lobo. Up the floor to Egbert. He's got Gallick all over him. The bucket will not go. It rolled about 270 degrees around and then lipped out. Gallick commits the foul, and it'll send Egbert to the free throw line. Gannon Egbert, almost a coming out party for him here. His season high is 11. Boy, he has been a big part of the offense tonight for the Tribe, and he has been doing well. He goes to the stripe. And his first one rims out. Tonight's ballgame brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue. Second free throw is good, so 1 out of 2 for Egbert. An 8-point ball game, 59-51. Roseburg testing the Irish here tonight. Between the circles, with it, Shuck hands it off. Gallick with it, crossover, goes left side to Holmes. He goes in the middle, his finger roll off. Shuck with the offensive putback. He's got 4 in the period. Back to a 10-point game, 61-51. Up the floor, Harrison Scott had it snacked out of his hands, but he tips it to a teammate. Now gets it and gets pushed over from behind by Cup. And Roseburg, in a sloppy possession there, gets the whistle in their favor. 4:45 to go, make that 4:46 here in the third period. Roseburg will inbound it from underneath their own basket. Harrison Scott will initiate. Gets it into Egbert, cutting to the rim, and Gannon Egbert gets the bucket and makes it back to an 8-point game. And with that, Gannon Egbert has tied his season high with 11. Pass away right side. Driving in with the left hand, Cup. Gets stuck at the elbow, back out to Gallick. Gallick driving in, his runner. He gets bumped by Egbert, sent to the ground, and he will now get sent to the line. For Gannon Egbert, I've got it down as his first, but I would not be surprised if I miss one. I did. He's got 2. He has just been playing a big force in the middle. Kai Gallick, the honorable mention All-Southwest Conference player from a year ago for the Irish, heads to the free throw line and knocks down the first. Last year, Gallick averaged 9 points a game against Roseburg. He's got 7 in this one, looking to make it 8 with the second free throw. Nope. And underneath, it was Egbert. Got his hands on that ball first. Got knocked out of his hands, but right to a teammate. Roseburg brings it up. And Harrison Scott pass stolen away. Up the floor. And offensive. Jake Morrow tried to lower his shoulder and throw the elbow against the Roseburg defense. And Morrow gets whistled for the offensive foul with 4:15 to play here in this third quarter. Frabel facing this half-court defense. A little press there from Sheldon into the front court. Harrison Scott bounces it between the defense. Turning and attacking is Egbert, and he got tangled up. That is Cooper Anderson in the game. He gets tangled up with Gannon Egbert and a whistle. That is the 4th team foul against Sheldon here in the third. Make it 5, and that should send Roseburg to the line. And it will put Gannon Egbert at the charity stripe. Tonight's contest brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Egbert can't hit the first. I've got him down as 3 for 6 at the stripe. Roseburg has Scott, Kemmerly, Egbert, Lobo, and Frabel out on the floor. Egbert hits the second. 54-62. 62-54 should be the way you'd say that. 8-point game for the Irish. Into the corner. Kai Holmes dumps it off. Baseline. Put it on the deck. Up with it. Shuck, no. Ripping the ball away at the last second was Egbert. And they whistle a jump ball as Egbert went to the turf. And the possession arrow does favor Sheldon, so the Irish will get it here on the hardwood at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Cooper Anderson inbounds. 18 on the shot clock for Sheldon. Out to the top to Shuck. Gives it up to Holmes. Holmes, a lot of dribbling. Gets in the middle, dumps it off. Shuck, line drive at the backboard. Banks it home. 10-point game. Irish in front. Long pass across the floor. Trying to pass it underneath. Snuck it. Tried to sneak it by. It's picked off by Anderson. Gallick got it to Morrow. His runner falls through. And it's a 12-point game. Sheldon in front. And Roseburg gives it up again. Gallick an easy trip to the iron. And Gallick will lay it in. And just like that, Sheldon stretches it out to a 14-point lead, matching their largest of the night. Gannon Egbert gets stopped by Shuck, kicks it out. Frabel steps into a 3. Front iron, no. Rebound long out to Gallick. Roseburg just running out of steam here in this third quarter. Under 3 minutes to go. Gallick a head fake out at the top. Looked like he was eyeing a three. Didn't take it. Gives it up to Holmes. Crossover around a screen. Holmes pulls up at the free throw line. Splash. Kai Holmes drops in another two, and suddenly the Irish up by 16. Their offense is starting to heat up, and the defense has forced a number of turnovers. Long pass out to Lobo on the far side, into the middle to Egbert. He drives, and now a whistle stops play. Sheldon came in averaging 61.1 a game. Call a foul on Jake Morrow. And that'll send Roseburg to the free throw line. Gannon Egbert heading back to the stripe. 2:27 to go here in the third quarter. Egbert's first free throw short. Tonight's game sponsored by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Substitutions in. Jack Haverland will come into the game. Also coming in was Sam Harrison. One more for for Egbert, and he will stay consistent, hitting 50% at the line. He gets the second. 70-55, 15-point lead for the Irish. Roseburg had been keeping it around an 8 to 10-point deficit, but Sheldon has exploded to build out the double-digit lead. A three-pointer gets a friendly roll on the road, and Sheldon gets the bucket and calls a timeout. And so the Irish with a three will make it 73-55. And that is now their largest lead of the ballgame at 18. So three-point bucket for Sheldon. And the Irish with a sizable lead here at the moment. They have exploded here. It was a tight one for a good chunk of this third quarter. Roseburg was able to stay with Sheldon through a good portion of this. As that last three, I was trying to see if I could find, I missed it on the live part, so I'm going back and I got the YouTube stream up here during this timeout. That three was made by Jake Morrow, as he was able to put that in for his first three-pointer of the night. That would make it 7 threes tonight for the Sheldon Irish. 2:10 to go here in the third quarter. It's 73-55, largest lead of the night for Sheldon, as the Irish trying to go to 4-0 in conference play and win their fourth straight against Roseburg. Tonight's game brought to you by Flyway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyway Travel. Make sure that you have an agent in your corner. Call them at 541-672-5701. Roseburg again facing that press from Sheldon, and they just continue to have some issues with it here, as the Irish seem to have figured out a game plan to be able to start getting in those passing lanes a bit more often. Kai Holmes drives right to the rim, and he finishes with the left hand. And it's out to a 20-point lead. Egbert out to the top, passes it left side. They get it to Frabel. Frabel dribbling left side, bounce it in the middle, tried to get it to Lobo. He had it poked away up the floor. Here comes home. Hey, he traveled. Nice job there by Tristan Frabel to get his hand in there, knock it away, and that forced a travel by Kai Holmes. And now a technical foul called against Sheldon. And now Kai Holmes has been ejected. So Kai Holmes has been sent from the game. He didn't agree with the call on the travel call and got set a little bit and got teed up. Didn't realize he got teed up, and then set a little bit more as he went to the bench and got teed up again. And the Eugene visitors not excited or happy about the call. Harrison Scott will go to the free throw line and hits the first of what should be 4 technical free throws. So Kai Holmes, the first team All Sky M conference player. There's one more. They're not. I'm adding the points to the wrong team on our scoreboard. My apologies. All four go in for Harrison Scott at the free throw line. So it's 75-59. Kai Holmes not happy about getting ejected from this one. Still on the bench, but he'll probably have to exit the floor here shortly. Timeout down on the floor with 1:24 to go here in the third quarter. So Roseburg back within 16 after the 4 technical free throws. Kai Holmes now out, and that's a big loss for the Irish, but they've got a sizable lead. Harrison Scott tries to get into a deep 3. It comes up short. 1:14 to go. Up the floor comes Jake Morrow. He gets to the middle of the lane, double clutch, and he hits one high off the glass and drops it in. 77-59. 1 minute to go here in the third. Lobo left side, facing the zone from Sheldon. Frabel gets it, dribbles left hand out to the top. Harrison Scott pulls it out, swings a pass right side. Tried to sneak between 3 Sheldon defenders. Ball ends up in the hands of Kemmerly on the far side. Across the floor, a 3 by Frabel. He hits it and a foul! The bucket good for Tristan Frabel, and now he has got a chance at the 4-point play. Frabel with his first 3 of the night. And he will head to the free throw line where he knocks it down. 4-point play there. It's 77-63. Roseburg's back within 14. On the right side, Morrow steps into a deep 3. No. Underneath, rebound down to Anderson. They pass it into the middle. Cam King, turnaround bucket is good. Cam King makes it 79-63. Lobo, pass across the floor, long pass picked off by Anderson. Lobo will smack it out of his hands at the last second there. Got all ball. Anderson looking for a whistle, didn't get it. And Sheldon will keep the possession with 13.5 to play here in the third quarter. It'll be Morrow to inbound. Gets it in, right side. Haverland to the free throw line, pass away, out to the far side. Anderson. That 3 didn't go through. Boy, it sure looked like it might have, but I think it went long. And from our angle, kind of looked like he had just knocked it down. A loose ball underneath. A rebound was a tie-up. Roseburg will get the possession arrow. 6.1 to play in the third quarter. 79-63. Frabel's got to get it in somewhere. Gets it to Lobo. Full court pressure. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Harrison Scott at half court launches with the horn. It is short. And we will go to the fourth quarter. It is 79-63. The Roseburg Indians, a little bit of a run there at the end as they try to get back into this one, but they're outscored 25-20 in the period. We will go to the fourth quarter. Roseburg down 79-63. Back after a 1-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back for the fourth quarter, launching a three to start it. Sheldon's Kai Gallic can't hit. Out to Marzano for a three. Back iron, no. Rebound tipped up, and Sheldon will come away with it. Fourth quarter action here. The Irish lead at 79-63. Roseburg putting a bit of a threat into this one here tonight. Around a screen at the free throw line, pulling up. The shot came off flat, but the rebound, and now a fourth or fifth try on this one for the Irish. And finally, it's Garrett Cupp to lay one in. Roseburg had the stop multiple times. They could not get the rebound. We are into the opening minute of the fourth quarter. Roseburg made a run towards the tail end of that third, trying to get back into this one, and Harrison Scott is going to try to heat up here in the final period. He buries a three, and Roseburg, gave that to the wrong team. Roseburg gets the three, makes it a 15-point game, 81-66. Into the corner trying to answer, and will. Is Marzano, his fourth three of the ball game, first since the first quarter. Up the right sideline is Scott. Long pass, wide open is Frabel. He steps into another three, and he will hit it. Tristan Frabel, another three. He had a 4-point play in the third quarter. He hits that three. And Roseburg, 84-69, trailing by 15. Underneath, the big man, Harrison, double team, triple team, gets tied up. Harrison in the middle. He got stuck for a while. Could have almost had a 3-second count, but they say he got tied up trying to go up with it, and the possession arrow will go to Roseburg. Roseburg across the timeline, into the middle. Egbert out into the corner. Frabel, another three. Yes, sir! Tristan Frabel, his third three of the ball game. 84-72, Roseburg within 12. Tristan Frabel having a career night tonight. I believe he's tied his season high. Now Harrison Scott with a takeaway will lay it in, and Roseburg goes on a run. They're back within 10, 84-74. Lead was as many as 18 in the third period for the Irish. Gallic goes left side, gives it up to Cupp. From the left wing, drives into the corner. Gallic a three, eye off the iron, no. Tip out on the rebound, racing for it. Kemmerly tosses it to the middle. Egbert goes up, lays it in. And Roseburg's on a run here, folks. They've got it under down to single digits, 84-76. Remember, Kai Holmes is ejected from this game. He had 2 technicals in that third quarter and was sent to the locker room. He's actually on the bench right now, watching from there. Underneath, Harrison just shuffles his way underneath the bucket. The big man lays it in for 2. Back out to a 10-point lead, 86-76. And there's a possible travel on Harrison Scott into the corner for Kemmerly. A 3-pointer, Shaden's first of the night. It's a 7-point game, 86-79. Roseburg trying to come alive here late. Under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Out at the top around a screen, Marzano. Pass it away, head fake by Gallic. Jump stop in the lane, kick into the corner. A three by Anderson is good. Cooper Anderson hits his first three of the night. Back to 10 points. 4:40 to go. Scott crossover. Draws it back out. Draws a double team. Going left side. He will kick it into the middle. Egbert out to the far corner. Now to Kemmerly. A three. No. Tried to tip it back in. Preston Sprague, his first attempt. No. He had a second look. Couldn't get it to go. Preston Sprague out there playing with 4 fouls. Sat most of that third quarter. Long pass, lob into the middle, no look. That was a beauty by Gallic as he finds Cupp on the backside cutter to the rim. It's an 11-point lead, 91-79. This is now a season-high point total for Sheldon, and they might have more as Gallic steps in front of a pass up the floor. That was a couple of steps there, and laying it down is Anderson. 93-79, Sheldon responding to the run by Roseburg. Harrison Scott across the timeline on the far side, and we're going to get a timeout. Roseburg will take the timeout. 93-79. The Roseburg Indians putting a charge into this one, trying to take out the defending conference champs. We'll come back after this 30-second break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Roseburg basketball on the score, brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Well, by far one of the better efforts we've seen out of Roseburg here as of late. 79 points. Roseburg with a new season high point total for them as well. Inbound goes to Kemmerly on the far side after the Roseburg timeout. The Indians needing a strong finish. Harrison Scott trying to lead him there. He launches a left corner three. It's too long. Marzano down with the rebound. Up the floor, tip the pass, but it makes it to its target, Matt Shuck, who gets his points. He is in double figures, and he's got it 95-79. Stepping into a three, Harrison Scott, no. And underneath, fighting for the rebound, Preston Sprague able to get the possession, and he will go to the free throw line. No, inbound underneath, not a shooter, I don't believe. Inbound from the baseline, lob out to Egbert at the top. Spins, goes right, tried to dump it into the corner, and stepping right in front of it was Marzano. Up the floor, get it to Morrow, and he goes with the reverse and lays it in. 90, make that 97-79. Up the floor goes Harrison Scott, and he is grabbing his left shoulder. He was rolling around in some pain there for a moment, but seems to be all right. And he has got Roseburg over 80 points, 97-81, as the two there for Harrison Scott. Roseburg short bench again tonight. Gavin Michael is out with an injury. And again, no Jaron Leeworthy. He's been out since game 2. There's a three from the top by Gallick off the left iron. Rebound. Kemmerly comes away with it. He will bounce it up the floor to Harrison Scott, who's into the front court, right wing. And he gets bumped from behind by Anderson. Pretty much the bench is all the guys that have swung up from the JV, and then Marcus Lobo's over there. He's gotten plenty of minutes off the bench here tonight. But it has been Roseburg getting a good effort tonight from Gannon Egbert. Tristan Frabel going off here tonight for a good night, and Preston Sprague having a good one, but dealing with foul trouble. Jaden Kemmerly. Roseburg runs the offense, and they get a good open look for Jaden Kemmerly underneath. 97-83, 14-point game. Sheldon has kind of made the run they needed to keep Roseburg at an arm's distance here tonight. But the Indians, with that frantic run, got it down to single digits there for a bit here in the fourth quarter. But Sheldon looks like they're going to have enough firepower to keep Roseburg at an arm's distance tonight in what has been a entertaining ball game. Lob out to the top, as newly into the game is Gavin Kramer, a junior. Give it to Gallick, pulls up for the right elbow jumper, and Gallick will put it down. 99-83. Harrison Scott launches a three. It's off the right iron. Marzano got the rebound, gives it up the floor to Gallick, and we're down under 2 minutes to go. Sheldon looking to try and wear off time. Marzano gets an open drive on the right side. He got bodied a little bit by Kemmerly, but Kemmerly didn't really put a lot of hands on him. And down to the ground was Marzano. Sheldon fans all wanted a foul, and now out at the top side, running over Tristan Frabel is Cooper Anderson. He picks up the foul. It'll be an inbound from the baseline for Harrison Scott. Lob out to the top. Kemmerly will get it. Gets a screen from Egbert, but can't make his way through it. Pass across the floor, tipped away. Coming away with it is Kramer. He's going to go right to the rim and lay it in. Gavin Kramer puts him over 100. And the ball tipped out of bounds up the floor. Sheldon will break the 100-point mark. Third team this season that has hit triple digits against Roseburg. 1:23 to go in the contest. Roseburg has just gotten themselves in a number of these shootouts, and other teams have just had more firepower. 3 from the corner, knocked to the floor for Harrison Scott. Slow to get up. Up the floor with it is Sheldon. Marzano. Foul called on the floor as Tristan Frabel was marking him. Frabel will pick up the foul. Jack Haverland will check into the game. Parker Rogers will come into the game for the first time tonight. The junior getting some action. Preston Sprague will check out of the game. Lob out to the top for Kramer. He looks to attack, just buries his way into to Parker Rogers. The whistle came before he got up. They don't give him the continuation, despite the pleas from the Sheldon faithful. And Sheldon will inbound again from their own baseline. 1:08 to play. Into the corner with the basketball. Haverland kicks back into the corner for Morrow. He launches a 3. It's long. Rebound tipped up. Kemmerly's there to get it. Jaden, with under 60 seconds to go, will work his way up the floor. Bounces it to Egbert. Reverts back to his left hand. Tried to get it to Rogers. He was out of position. Stepping in front of it was Sheldon. Up the floor, Marzano. His shot won't go. And poked out of bounds by Morrow. Out of bounds to Roseburg. 44.7 to go. We're going to get some substitutions here for Roseburg. Jake Chartier will come into the game. Gannon Egbert should get a big round of applause. Egbert, the junior, has had a heck of a game tonight. He has put in a ton of effort this evening and has had a great game against a much bigger Sheldon team. Roseburg having to fight up against it, and I thought Egbert did a great job tonight. Out to the top, Kemmerly going to launch a 3 from just left to the top of the key. Chartier underneath, fighting to try to get the rebound, can't get it. And with 25 seconds to go and no time on the shot clock, Sheldon can wear down the clock here, and the Irish going to head home with their 4th conference win. 4th win in a row for the Irish, as they will improve to 12-5 on the year. Roseburg falling to 0-16, but a heck of an effort tonight for the Roseburg Indians. They had this game close in the early going of the 4th quarter, but Sheldon just a bit too much, as the defending conference champs will finish it off here in the 4th. A good, valiant effort by Roseburg, a team that has been struggling to put it all together. They had a much more spirited effort tonight, and it was a promising effort for the Tribe as they continue to try to put all the pieces together. They had a fun one tonight against the Irish. We will come back with the postgame show after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today. Financial security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back here at Roseburg High School, our final score is 101-83. Roseburg Indians tonight fall against the Sheldon Irish. As we get a chance to talk with Coach Brett Nixon coming up here, let's go ahead and pause real quick. 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the score.
I got you.
Well, tonight, unfortunately, the effort that we saw from Roseburg did not result in a win, but Coach Brett Nixon joining us here. Coach, I feel like it's safe to say tonight we saw a little bit more of the positive steps and the things that you've wanted to see out of this team for the last couple of weeks here. Tonight, a good spirited effort and a step it felt like in the right direction.
100%. We talked about having a great practice yesterday and how that'll correlate to having a good game. They came out, played very well. It sucks to lose, but against that opponent and as well as we played, to stay right in it for most of the way, and really felt like it pretty much at any point in time, even 3 minutes left, that we could probably get claw back into it. It was a good effort. Very proud of them.
What do you feel like it says about the team and where they're? I know a losing streak is always hard, but the fact that you guys got down by 18 at one point in the third quarter, but this team got down by double digits, but always managed to find a way to get it back down to single digits. That resiliency, and especially at this point in the season, what do you feel like it says about where this team is and what we might be able to expect out of them here as the season kind of stretches on?
Well, I can sense them like starting to bond together. I can hear it on the bench, even when we're down. Guys are encouraging each other, really having some good bench energy, and talking to each other about not getting down, not getting at each other, not picking at each other, trying to lift each other up. And that wasn't something we had earlier in the season, and they're starting to do it now. And I can sense, as a whole group, that positivity is starting to shine, and it's starting to show in the product you're seeing on the floor.
Tonight, I think part of the game plan was finding ways to break that press from Sheldon, and that led to what looked like great opportunities tonight for Gannon Egbert and Preston Sprague. Those guys kind of got a chance to be in the middle there and be the recipient of kind of the way you guys wanted to attack it. And I thought Gannon played a heck of a game tonight. I wanted to highlight his effort a little bit here, as I thought he did what it seemed like you were probably asking him to do and put in a bit as much effort as you could have expected from him.
Yeah, I mean, Gannon's a kid I'd never have to ask, hey, could you work harder or could you go faster? He's going to give that to you all the time. And, yeah, very proud of him. Pressing too, running the floor, making him still big underneath the hoop. You know, we had that early on in the season, and we've kind of lost that. And I think the kids are buying into that now. That's like, man, we can actually have an inside-outside game. And you saw that in the second half where they were worried about us inside, and we were getting shots in the outside. Unfortunately, we were trading three-pointers for three-pointers, and you got to get stops. You can't just trade buckets.
Well, tonight, I know not the result you wanted, but I thought it was a positive step for the team here tonight. And as you guys now get ready to go on the road for 2 games next week, what are some of the takeaways for you from tonight that you hope to build on in the limited opportunities you'll have in the gym before you guys will head on the road to South Medford coming up next Tuesday?
Yeah, like I said, losing's never fun. But even at the final score as what it was, like that was a great game, and they felt it too. After the game, they were talking about, hey, that's the best game we ever had. And I said, you stack up that performance against some of the other teams we played, and we don't have a losing streak. We'd have some W's. So they've got to bottle this up, carry it into next week, and deliver that same product going in on Tuesday, so we can get a win.
All right, Coach, thank you very much for the time here in the postgame. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Joey.
That is Coach Brett Nixon. Our postgame coaches interview brought to you by Bowers Industrial, a proud supporter of our local community and youth sports. Let's quickly run through things here. Sheldon led pretty much all the way. I believe they took the lead first, so they led wire to wire. But I just commend Roseburg. A lot of effort here tonight as they were able to come back from double-digit deficits to close the gap a number of different times. Just didn't quite have the firepower to keep up with Sheldon all the way through the final horn. Both teams scoring over 20 points per quarter, except for Roseburg in the first quarter, only got up 15. That's where the deficit started. But after that, they kept even with Sheldon through much of the rest of the game. Both teams with 28 points in the second quarter. Sheldon outscored Roseburg 25-20 in the third quarter, and they outscored Roseburg 22-20 in the fourth quarter. So if you eliminate an 11-point deficit in the first quarter, Roseburg was only down by 7 over the final 3 quarters of that game. So they really, despite an early deficit, found a way to hang around in this one. Looking at unofficial scoring here, because it was a fast-paced game with a lot of scoring. I might have missed a point or two. We'll have the full recap for you online at 541radio.com. But leading scorer for Sheldon, Kai Holmes, he got 19 before he was ejected in the third quarter after picking up back-to-back technicals on a play that he disagreed with a travel call that was ruled against him. So he was the leading scorer for Sheldon. Also in double figures for the Irish. 18 for Gino Marzano, and 14 for Matt Shuck, and 11 for Kai Gallick here tonight. On the other side for Roseburg, 22 in the ballgame for Harrison Scott as he puts up 14 in the second half. But I thought big nights from Gannon Egbert, who I had finishing with 15 here tonight. That would be a season high for him. And for Preston Sprague, he finished with 14, all of those coming in the first half. Jaden Kemmerly gets 11 as he had a couple of big quarters. Tristan Frabel with 16 tonight, tying a season high for him as he came alive in the second half, putting up 14 after the halftime break. Those are some of your unofficial numbers here tonight for the Roseburg Indians. Want to take a look at going forward. Coming up next for Sheldon, they will be hosting South Eugene coming up on Tuesday next week. For Roseburg, they're on the road at South Medford coming up Tuesday night, taking on the Panthers. I want to say thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Brett Nixon, and the entire Roseburg basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production tonight. Big thank you to Angela Keeran for helping out with the video production here on site this evening. As always, want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. That wraps it up for us here from Roseburg High School tonight. Your final score, 101-83. The Sheldon Irish pick up the victory to stay undefeated in league. Roseburg's losing streak, unfortunately, continues, but the Indians looking sharper tonight, and we'll try to build off of that going into next week when they're on the road twice. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and joining us. We are at South Medford Tuesday night. Tip-off at 6:45. You can tune in and join us for the action starting at 6:30. You can find the live video simulcast at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. And we got the game streaming live there for you, so you can find it with us there. You can also follow Roseburg High Basketball and Roseburg High Sports right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490.